right, third grade, we are going to review our 2-digit dividends that we did. So let's remember, we always have to start and think about our 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Even if you're home, you still have to stand and say the 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Still have to say them. All 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Those of you who are doing them and did them every single time, I saw you. Good job. Those of you who didn't, we'll be working on that in class some more. So remember your 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Every time. Now, like I was telling you earlier, if it helps you, then split it up so it looks like what you're used to when we just did our 1-digit division. You know how to do 4 divided by 2. We've done that. We've done that for the first week. So pretend like that 2 is not even there and just focus on 4 divided by 2. How many 2's are in 4? Count by 2's until you say the number 4 from your mouth. 2, 4. But if that is making you struggle a little bit, then what have I told you? You have to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 marks and circle every group of 2. 1, 2, circle. 1, 2, circle. How many circles? You get the same answer. It's still 2. Where does our answer go? Yes, Aliyah, it goes on top. Our answers always go on top, right above the 4, okay? Because 4 divided by 2 equals 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2, okay? After I divide and write my division sign, then I have to multiply. I multiply my numbers in my pickle. That's why Miss Monroe has us draw the pickle so that we can remember which numbers to multiply. Once we learn that, we can get rid of the pickle, but until then, we're going to keep the pickle so we'll remember that we multiply the 2 times the 2, okay, our outside numbers. What is 2 times 2? It is 4, so we write our 4 underneath the 4 that's there because this is the only number that we're using. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, and we write the 4 underneath so that we can subtract. Very good, Tyler. So we subtract 4 minus 4, which equals 0, yes. And then we have to, yes, Ben, we have to compare. We have to compare to see if 0 is less than 2. Is 0 less than 2, Aliyah? It sure is, so then we're good. We don't need to do anything else there, but we do have to add our 5th step in our 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down, which is bring down. We just finished saying it. Is there something to bring down? Oh, there sure is. Bring down that 2 right next to what we subtracted, okay? Bring the 2 right down. Once I have that 2 down there, then guess what I get to do all over again? I get to do my 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. All over again for the 2nd time. Now, by this point, we're only going to do our 4 again because there's nothing else to bring down, so we don't have to think of all 5. But that's what I want you to start thinking. Just remember those 5 steps. So the first thing we do is divide, yes. So we are going to look at our newest number, our 2, and we always divide by our divisor, which is still 2. It doesn't change. So now it's 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. Where do we write our quotient? The quotient is always on the top. Goes on the top of the roof, on top of the house, okay? Above the number we just divided into. So now, after I divide, 2 divided by 2 equals 1, then I need to, and remember, if you don't know 2 divided by 2, count by 2's until you say the number 2. 2, 4, I already said 2. Or make 2 marks and circle every group of 2. 1, 2, circle. It's 1. That's how we got that answer, okay? After we divide, we have to multiply. What do I multiply? My outside number, 1, the one that we haven't used yet, times my outside number, my divisor. 1 times 2. Everything that's on the top is always going to be multiplied by this number. 1 times 2 equals, yes, good job, 2. So we subtract 2 minus 2, 0. And then we have to, yes, good job, Carter Oliver. We have to compare. Is 0 less than 2? It has to be smaller. It can't be the same number or a number higher. It has to be smaller. That's why we draw the arrow. Because if 0 is not less than 2, then we did something wrong, okay? So since 0 is less than 2, there's nothing left to bring down. We are done. But there's one more thing that we've got to do. We've got to take our outside numbers, 21, 2, and we have to check using those numbers. What is the opposite of division? Multiplication. So guess how we're going to check those two numbers? We are going to multiply them together. So we multiplied 21 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. So we go up and across. Very good, Aliyah. Up and across. So 2 times 2 equals 4. Excellent. Now, the last thing that we have to do is just go, does this, and you don't have to draw this arrow on your paper, but does this equal this? Yes. And if they're equal, then we're done. We don't need to do anything else with this problem. It is finished, okay? So now let's come down to 39 divided by 3. When we look at 39 divided by 3, remember, we're not looking at the 39. We don't need to think all that through. It's going to be too much. So we take one number. We take the first digit in our dividend, which is 3. So how many 3s are in 3? Count by 3 till you say the number 3 from your mouth. 3, 6, wait, 3, 3, 3. Oh. Or make, for some of you, you're going to have to still do this, 3 marks and circle every group of 3. So that means count to 3 and then circle. 1, 2, 3, circle. Oh, it is 1. So where does my answer always go when I write my division answers? My division answers always go on the top. 3 divided by 3 equals 1. That's my first step. What's my second step? Yes, very good. My second step is multiply. We do our little pickle so that we will remember what to multiply. We multiply our outside number together. 1 times 3 equals 3. Yes. We write that underneath so that we can do our third step, which is subtract. Then we subtract 3 minus 3, which is 0. Then we compare. Is 0 less than 3? Yes, it is. So as long as it's not 3 or 4 or 5, it can be 2 or 1 or 0, and it's 0, so we're good. After we compare, what's our last step? Yes, bring down. Is there something to bring down? There is. There's another number there we haven't done yet. So now we get to use that other number, 9. Bring it down underneath so that we can divide all over again. 9 divided by our divisor, 3, equals what? Count by 3s till you say 9 from your mouth. 3, 6, 9. Or make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 marks and circle every group of 3. Count 1, 2, 3. Move this out of the way. 1, 2, 3, circle. 1, 2, 3, circle. 1, 2, 3, circle. And count your circles. 3. So write the 3 right above the 9. My answer always goes on top, and I have to write it above the number that I just divided by. So now my second step is multiply. Now I multiply my newest number, 3, times my regular outside number, 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. Very good. Now I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 9, Zeke, is 0. Then good, Lila, I compare for number 4. Is there anything left to bring down? There isn't. So if there's nothing left to bring down, I'm done with my problem, except for the fact that I need to. Yes, very good, Tyler. I need to check. How do I check? My outside numbers. My quotient times my divisor. Because how do I check division? By multiplying, by doing the opposite process. 3 times 3 equals, and then go across. 3 times 1 equals 3. And if this equals this, then I am correct. All you have to do is break the numbers down and do your 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. I'm watching you. 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract. What am I doing? I totally did it wrong because I was worried about you doing it right. Ready? 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Make sure you are doing each of those steps every single time. That way you will know to break it apart, okay? You have to follow all of those steps. That's why we write them, but don't just write them all down. Write them as you do them. So if you watched Miss Monroe, you saw me write it down after I did it. I divided, then I wrote it. I multiplied, then I wrote it. I subtracted and wrote it. And so that way you're remembering each of those steps individually so that you can do it each time and remember what you did and where to place the numbers next. And that's going to help you because we said when numbers get really, really long, you're going to go, oh, I already know how to do it because it's just the 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. I just have to do it a few times. That's all. No big deal. And it really isn't a big deal. So you can do this. And I know you're going to excel at it. So keep working hard. Make me proud. All right. Good job.